I'm not Gobby.
Well, it's just a little joke we like to share. So, Jar Jar, like, you okay with me calling you Jar Jar, right?
No, not even in the slightest.
Agree to disagree.
Very well, Gurge.
It's actually pronounced Jurge.
Whatever you say, Gurge.
I'm gonna drink your spinal fluid later.
No, don't threaten me with a good time.
Hey, I heard something about you with dragons. Is that true?
No comment.
Classy man. Alright, everyone, welcome to the Gurg Ragin Initiative. My name is Gurg Ragin. I'm your host. I am joined with my co-host, as usual, Gobby. Say hello, Gobby.
My name's not Gobby!
Our other guest joining us is special guest, Jarlaxle. What is your last name?
Baenre.
Baenre. Jar Jar the Bay. Am I right, Gobby? High five.
Looking over your background, Mr. Jarlaxle, this is probably some weak magic for you.
This is quite quaint.
You know, I keep on trying to tell Stout Bottom that, but he won't return my calls. Probably because I keep on threatening to snap his tiny, tiny legs.
He does have very, very small legs. No leg day for that man.
He never kissed a kid blood day. Ain't that right, Gobby?
You're right, boss. Fully correct.
All right, let's get into the news going on in Faerun. Let's see. The King of Cormyr is entering talks with the Purple Dragon Knights. People are unsure of the severity of the act. Purple Dragon, like, are they like actual dragons? Or are they as trash as I assume them to be with the name Purple Dragon Knights?
That name is a little on the nose.
From what I understand, they cavort about in bright purple armor. So you're not wrong.
Here's what I wonder. How does that aid them? Like, when they're in the wilderness, wouldn't it be more advantageous to not be seen?
See, I thought you were going the more logical route, which is if you're out in the wilderness, wouldn't it be more advantageous to not be wearing clothes? I mean, it works out for me.
Yes, well, humans tend to be
Squishy?
squishy.
Yeah. All on the same page here. Let's see, what else we got in the news? It looks like adamantine futures are looking really bright, so go ahead and invest in that ASAP.
Very bullish. Very bullish on this one.
All right. Let's see what our partners over the Travelers League have gotten into recently. I heard something about them fighting a demon recently.
Oh yes, they were swarming my shop for that one, weren't they?
They were swarming your shop. Do you want to go into that?
Oh, just the normal adventurer desperation coming to for various odds and ends.
I'm very familiar with the adventure desperation. They're always like, "Oh, hey, can I get a potion?" Or, "Oh, please don't kill me."
What do you recommend? What would you sell to somebody to slay a demon like that?
I would recommend them speak to a good coffin maker.
This guy's got the jokes. But Gobby did ask you a question.
On a serious note, it's going to be anything with magical reinforcements, really. You don't want to be swinging a non-magical sword at a demon.
Not very effective.
No. It bounces right off my pecs.
And stay away from fire. Don't use that as an option. It tends to be less than effective.
I've heard some demons can even just get regenerated off that fire.
I'm not particularly well versed on specific demons. Gurg, do you regenerate when you hit with fire?
I don't know. Questions for another time. Hey, Gobby, what are you doing after this?
Let's see, boss. I'm gonna be in here with you.
All right, sounds like a plan. Let's see. What else did these little pipsqueaks get up to? Oh, it looks like they went over to the Feywild.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of heading over there. Like I go in, all of a sudden I'm a rabbit. Someone asks me my name, I give it to them, then all of a sudden, I have no ass, but I'm a shit. What are you supposed to do about that?
Are you speaking from anecdotal experience, Gurg? I'm very interested in this.
Well, some of those weirdos over at the Feywild, if they know your name, like you're putty in their hands. They can do whatever they want with you, and they do.
like what? What? Give me an example. Give me an example. What have they done to people in the past? Did they do something to the league?
Well, you have the report there, Gobby. What does it say?
Let's see here. Flipping through it. Oh, oh my. Boss, you may have to read this one, but it looks like they took somebody's asshole.
That's what I was saying. They take your asshole.
I don't even begin to understand how that happens. Like, you can't remove a hole, you can just fill it in.
I know. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Silver marches. They're still pissed at the league. I don't blame them.
God.
Blah, blah, blah.
It looks like, on some of the reports, the league's actually still helping out towns and peoples within the Silver Marches. I've got right here where some travelers went into Nesme and killed a bunch of ghouls.
And now, did those ghouls do anything to them?
From what I can tell, the ghouls are being a menace upon this town. They're going in, attacking, pillaging the village, all in the name of a necromancer. So they had some league members come in, rough up the ghouls, and run off the necromancer without a hitch.
Well, that doesn't sound very exciting at all.
Yeah. Like, last time they did something like that, the Deadheads came back on tour. So, maybe next time, gentle hand. Huh?
Reason with these ghouls.
Reason with the ghouls. What, you want to get in the way of their way of life? That's not okay. That's not who the League is. Sorry, their way of unlife. I know how they get sensitive about that. Don't need the Ghoul Brigade coming up on me again.
Next thing you know, you'll be talking gracefully about vampires.
I mean, look, in my experience, most of the time they just want to be left alone, which I can respect.
Speaking of vampires, it appears that some of the travelers actually did get attacked by one.
Okay.
This Von Richter guy took them deep somewhere within the Shadowfell, and this beast just came out of nowhere and started attacking them at this old man's house.
Okay, I feel like a lot of terms are getting thrown around. Vampire, beast, like, what are we looking at?
We are looking at, I kid you not, from this description in the report, they got attacked by a vampire who is smelled of and was covered in roses, wielding what could only be described as a katana.
Oh my god.
Oh no. That sounds like, okay, I take back what I said. That sounds like a weeaboo vampire. Tell me he's dead.
Nope, she got away.
Ah!
Serious?
Another one!
Got away with the old man's wife's necklace.
So mugged by some nerd with a katana. Doesn't look good for the league.
While they were off spending gold in Jarlaxle's Emporium, she was studying the blade.
So I actually had one of those particular travelers come to me shortly before that mission, and she confused me with Von Richten. Asked me if there was anything that she needed to know about going to the Shadowfell. And
What'd you tell her?
I told her to tell my quote-unquote grandfather, when she handed him the item they were delivering, to tell him that Father Penatoli says hello. She got back and she didn't speak to me for a week.
So for the listeners out there, Jarlaxle is a dark elf man with a very obnoxious hat and an eye patch that he seems to switch every time I look away. And I'm going to ask you about that later. What can you describe me what Van Richten looks like if you know him?
I only briefly saw him once. You see, I'm on a different floor of the spirit soaring, so we don't cross paths too often. He's old,
Mhm.
very old, balding, has these tiny, obnoxious glasses. Carries himself like he knows more than everyone else in the room.
Hmm. So no relation then.
No, to me, no.
He
Hmm.
sounds extremely pretentious.
Oh,
Extremely.
extremely.
Bald, weird eyepiece. Talks like he knows everything. All right, cool. I can see how you can get the confusion. Okay, let's see. Nothing in the cellar. Looks like they were. Baldur's Gate was having some sort of rat problem, but it was that they couldn't find the rats. What the hell? Heard about some rats that were acting strange. Went into the sewer, ran into very large rats, and then just decided to leave. Hmm.
That doesn't sound very adventurous.
How do these jobs usually work? Is it always just go kill something, or is it sometimes just to get information? Because like
Outside of coming to me and begging for things, people don't talk to me often.
hmm.
That almost sounds like a waste of resources on their part. I feel like you could be more insightful than that.
Yes, well, no accounting for. Uh, I want to say taste and expertise. I mean, I've been around for God, well over 1,500 years now. They could come by and ask me really anything they wanted, but no, we just want to. We just want to press the button on the box.
Oh, I've heard about this box. We'll get to the box. Put a bird on that. It is time to take a word from our first sponsor. Now, the listeners know that we are in partnership with the Travelers League. That is always withstanding. That's how we get access to what's going up on the reports and the job board. And to that, we thank one metal man, Hoss Drifter, great guy. But for our first sponsor, we have from none other than the Church of Lathander. Now, I know what you're thinking. Gurg, you're a demon, devil, orc, dude. Why do you, why would you take a sponsorship with a church, any sort of church? Well, glad you asked that because this church, it's not like other churches. This church is very explicit about how much they want to fuck you up. Let's read the spot. Are you finding that your self-image isn't what it used to be? Are you getting up in the morning experiencing discomfort and or pain? Have you fallen into a comfortable lifestyle of sitting on the couch, ordering Crimson Nibbler, and just making a pig out of yourself? I'm looking at you, Gobby. If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need to stop on down by Lavatar's Gym. Our faithful trainers work day in and day out to make sure to whip all our clients into shape. We feature cold treadmills, big fan of that. Leg day every day. Gobby, what were we just saying? And the stretching rack for warm-ups. Remember, at the gym, your pain is our gain. Did you all hear that all right? Was that all clear?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was good.
All right, beautiful. Church of Lathander, thank you so much for being our first sponsor. Jarlaxle, we were chatting a little bit earlier, but very happy to have you. Gabi, say thank you.
Thank you, Jarlaxle.
Oh, you're quite Dobby.
So, Jarlaxle, you are also in partnership with the League. Tell us about the services you provide to the League and what sort of shop do you like to run?
I wouldn't call it a shop. I'd call it an emporium. We are I run what is essentially a hub for magical items and artifacts, which the travelers, with the proper permissions from whatever their management decides to tell them, can come and purchase an ever-changing inventory of magical items. We feature anything from basic magical swords to armor that never gets dirty. This week we're running a special on just kind of fun little toys for the kids. Wands. I've got a wand that when you point it at someone, it will force them to smile for 1 minute.
Oh, do you? Oh, I see you have one with you right now.
Oh, I do actually.
Here, let me. Hey, Gabi, watch this. Watch this.
What? Hey, boss.
Gabi, I love the way you smile. Can I keep this? Can I keep this?
Sure.
I'm gonna keep this.
Of course.
No. I just wanna loop back to something you said earlier. You didn't like me saying shop. You preferred emporium. Is that an important distinction for you? Do you look down on other shops?
In my opinion, when you walk into an establishment and you see the word shop on the door, you think this cluttered mess of just random odds and ends, whatever the proprietor has on hand, they just throw on the shelf, and you can pay basically whatever you want for things like that. But when you walk into Jarlaxle's Emporium, you're walking into a space dedicated to some of the most powerful mystic arts that really Toril has ever seen. And I want to ensure that even the name of my establishment presents that feeling to my customers.
So it's marketing ploy. All right, lose them on the floor, not at the door. So you cycle out on these items like every week.
Yes,
Um,
the inventory changes every 7 days.
is there a particular reason that you want to operate that way? Is it supposed to create a sense of demand, or is it just to keep the customers on their clothes? Tell us. I is very keen for me to understand how you are ripping them off, one professional to another.
Of course. Well, I mean, obviously you're going to have the people that show up a day late, and the thing that they thought they needed is no longer on the shelf. But someone's got to lose, or else the price is not competitive.
I agree. I don't want to win. I want other people to lose. That's how I get by in life.
So it also, clears up space in the Emporium. I do have, for the same reasons that I listed before, I do have limited shelf space. I want to make sure that those shelves are dedicated to items that are worth the time of my customers.
Mhm.
So I want to make sure that there's not clutter.
Mhm.
What happens to the unused or unneeded inventory?
Honestly, that's a good question. Oh no, it's a good question, deserving of a great answer. And I have no idea.
Good question, Gabi.
I've got no idea.
Straight into the ether.
So, how did you get into the business of magic items? You said you've been around for 1,500 years. How do you get your foot into the door of this sometimes very explosive marketplace?
Well, what ends up happening is that inevitably adventurers will be seeking things that are more powerful than what they have.
Hmm.
And where there is opportunity, there is profit to be had. So I was, long ago, an adventurer in my own right.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, this is a long, long time ago. I'm long since retired, but you establish connections, you find items, and you turn around and sell those items for a profit. And here we are.
Do you ever miss your adventuring days?
Oh, nope. Can't say that I do.
What are some of your favorite magical items you have come across? Not necessarily just the ones that you sell in the shop. I understand why you would want to hold some of your favorites back. But what's some of your favorite things that you've got a hold of in your
Well,
long career?
well, there is. People tend to overlook certain items because they're always looking for specific things. But personally, I always find the ones that have added utility um, to be quite amusing. One of my favorites, which often just gets left on the shelf, because no one knows the capabilities of it, is the folding boat. You see, the box itself is actually an interdimensional space, but then, of course, you have the boat, which can fold out to three different sizes, and it has been quite helpful to escape sticky situations multiple times. There are also um, oh, there is a wand. If you ever come across a stick with a frog tied to it,
Sounds
that
like lunch.
it is a fun item. It is a wand of polymorph.
Oh, that sounds like a good Friday night to me. Go on.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they taped it. I'm not sure why they tied a frog to the end of it, but always nice to have the ability to turn people into sheep when necessary.
Maybe it wasn't always a frog.
Maybe not. You never know.
Wow. I'm gonna write that one down. Holy shit! Golly, write that down.
Got it, boss. Got it.
So, speaking of, you mentioned boxes.
Oh,
I've heard things about it. Tell us about the box
oh,
at Jarlaxle's Emporium.
okay.
Tell us about the box.
All right. So the box started as a joke. It,
Okay.
it was kind of it was kind of an inside joke between myself and two of my suppliers. We set it out one. I set it out 1 week, and basically invited the travelers to come and try their luck. You press the button on the box, and depending on whether or not it's a potion week or a scroll week, it will produce two random potions or two random spell scrolls. And these absolute lemmings have poured thousands of gold into this box since we introduced it a month ago. I am making so much money off of these sheep. And you know what? It is actually fantastic because I'm not paying for the products that the box is producing. They're coming directly from my suppliers. So that's 100% profit. I am doing very well on this one trick.
Rough percentage. Rough percentage. What would you say that is of your total revenue?
Oh god. I think the box likely accounts for currently at least 60% of my weekly revenue.
By
Holy
the
cow!
gods, man! you pay nothing for this. You have, and just to be clear, you have no control about what comes out of the box. You just know it's going to come from your supplier.
Right. No control whatsoever.
Okay. Does your supplier have control? Are they sending over their table scraps, their rejects? Is this a trash can that you are getting these adventurers, these tiny puny mortals to just throw money into?
It honestly might be. The
Wait,
act.
wait. Do you not know where these actually come from?
All I know is that they come from two of my suppliers. Where they are getting them, um, whether they are making them themselves or just pulling them out of Waterdeep City Dump, I don't know, and I don't care at this point.
I can learn so much from you. Oh, wow. All right. Sounds like a bunch of suckers over there. Congratulations on introducing gambling into Hoss Drifter's little clubhouse.
You know
Good
what?
for you, man.
Do you have the box with you?
No, no, no. The box is back in the Emporium. You know what the best part about all this is I'm not even sure Hoss Drifter is aware that there is a box.
You know what? The rod up that Warforge's butt probably has a rod up its butt, so it's probably best that he doesn't know about the festering gambling addiction you are introducing to to his league members. Hats off to you. All right. So, is there anything you'd like to say to the people out there before we move into our mailbag?
Um, come by the store and maybe talk every once in a while. I know you won't.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Jar Jar is very lonely. He just wants a companion. Nothing weird, unless that's what you're into. All right, mailbag. Thank you, Jarlaxle. You can hang out as we wrap this up. Great conversationalist. Happy to have you. Gobby, mailbag. Hit me up. What do we got? What do we got today?
First one comes from actually a league member, speaking of them.
Oh,
The letter reads, Dear Gurg, I've been in a great relationship with my girlfriend for nearly 2 months now.
oh,
Things have
that's
been
sweet.
going fantastic, but there's a slight problem.
Oh no.
See, she wants to take me to visit her family. Thing is, I'm a gnome and she's a kobold. So her family would probably try to kill me on sight. What should I do? Signed, Flick Turin of the Travelers League.
Hmm. You're a gnome and she's a kobold. Yeah, I'm looking at the situation and I really don't see the problem here, Flick. Um, obviously, if you are nervous about meeting your kobold girlfriend's brood, do they call them broods? Are they a tribe? Are they a herd? Are they like crows? Is it a murder of kobolds? How does this work?
I think they prefer the term gaggle.
Okay, you're going into this gaggle of kobolds as a gnome, which I think are taller than them, but that's not the important thing right now. Especially because they will definitely outnumber you, and if they wanted to kill you, they would. But Flick, you don't know if they're going to want to kill you. You know, you don't want to go in thinking that just because you're different from each other, your love's not going to be accepted. Love is love. Look at me. My people come from the love of an orc and a demoness. And look at me. I'm a pretty cool dude. And it all worked out thousands of years later after a lot of bloodshed. And if your love is worth it, you can make that happen too after thousands of years of bloodshed. But don't go in assuming that that's the way it has to be. So I say talk to her. Yeah, I'd probably clarify to that they do know that you don't have scales. That can be, kind of a shocker. It was for me. But yeah, love is love, Flick. Don't worry about it, man.
Boss, I wanted to say that was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, Gabi. I take a lot of things seriously. I take, beings being able to love whoever they want to love, and beings being able to kill whoever they want to kill. And I don't think those have to be mutually exclusive.
You wanna give a response, Jar Jar?
I think you've got time. I think you probably shouldn't have to rush. They'll come around. I think Gurg is absolutely right. If it is love, as you've so endearingly, I guess is the word, put it, then it will prevail, and you'll be all right.
Gabi, let's hear from you. Do you have anything to say to this flick?
I say, look, man, if you're serious about this thing and you love her and you want to be with her, just go. And even if they do maim you, rip you apart on the sight that you are not a kobold, she'll at least be happy knowing that you tried and you did your best.
Yes, and when they eat you, you will, in a way, be in her family.
Oh,
For quite a long time, too.
For at least 6 hours.
because I don't think they have a very long digestive tract, kobolds.
Very low to the ground. Yeah, but if they do attack, obviously kick their ass. Gabi, got any more for us?
I got another one for you, boss.
All right,
Comes
right
from a anonymous user, and all we have on them is they want to be called urgent. Please read, not spam.
Sorry. So you say that their name is urgent? Please read, not spam.
Yes, that's all we've got on them.
Is that like?
They write.
Is that Dwarvish? I don't speak Dwarvish.
The humans are up to all kinds of weird things these days.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
all right, let's hear it.
They write. We have been trying to reach you about your wagon's extended warranty. Please contact us via Sending Stone at your earliest convenience so we can ensure that your property is protected. Thank you.
Gabi, that was a spam sending message. You were supposed to filter those out. Now my Scribeso's gonna get a virus. It's gonna need to be purged. I'm gonna have to clean it.
Boss, no!
All right, so just that's our show. And remember to spay and neuter your Tarrasques, and we'll see you next time.
On that note, actually, some players did get attacked by a vampire.
Do you want to wait? Do you want to say that again?
Some players got attacked by a vampire.
Wait. Don't call them players.
Oh shit. Cut.